First things first, you'll need to select your head coach, bearing in mind that you'll also be utilizing the playbook that he If you're curious as to how your team's coming together, keep an eye on its overall rating. You don't need me to tell you the higher the better. So make your selections count. Boy, you talk about a talented player. This guy's one of the best around. Oh, how about this for a tough decision early on? Which direction they go here is going to say a lot about what this team wants to do. Boy, you talk about a friendly turn of the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here. It's all about finding the right individuals now. Could we see a second Cleveland Brown come off the board? These middle rounds are where your decisions can really impact your team because if you pass on certain positions, there's no guarantee you're going to see them again. And this team does have a lot of needs, but this guy is a legitimate star, and he'll make everyone around him better. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker type spot? Oh, no need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into a starting role and he'll be a massive upgrade. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys fall into your lap or you could be left with some real holes on your roster. Yeah, here's a spot where the fan base would be clamoring for a skill player. But do you listen to them or go after someone who can help you up front? Both offensive and defensive options here. They might have to ask themselves which side of the ball needs more attention. Whoever's making the final decision here might have a coordinator in each ear. Do you go offense or defense? Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Still a few holes on this roster and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. After the draft's complete, check out the draft summaries. So that's the process of putting your team together. From here, the lineup screen should be pretty self-explanatory. If you'd like to make some executive decisions on your lineup, you can do so here.
All right, Larry, hope everyone is settled in for a great Draft Champions contest. Lucky to witness it. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. These guys that you see on your screen, they won't be witnessing. They will be participating in what as we're underway in Draft Champions. And the kickoff sails out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty.
You can see the looks on the faces of the rest of the team. You have one job to do. Just kick the ball and play.
Well, that's exactly right, Charles. The kicker, this is just inexcusable.
Absolutely inexcusable. Everyone out there slugging it out for the entire game. Execute your job.
They give it to Anderson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Holding the 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if
and a Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
Oh, everybody could hear my smile on that play.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paul Krause. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. That can be a downside of putting together a team in Draft Champions Week 1. It's early. You might have some of these mistakes.
You're exactly right, because it does take time to build chemistry, trust, right? Understanding where guys are going to be. And I think that's what led to the interception. They just don't know each other well enough yet. That should build up as the season goes on.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. On second down, Mariota again. It's caught by Mike Evans. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Mariota again. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. It's a gain of 14 down to the 14.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Second down, Mariota. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They lost 4 there, and it's third down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on fourth down. Fourth down, Mariota. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll come out in the pistol. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now a second down throw for Rivers. A dump off to Anderson. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Left side and caught by Flainer. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. In the backfield is Anderson. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about...
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Shamarko Thomas.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
They'll start out with a run by Vereen. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Demetrius Harris, the intended target, and that brings up 4th down.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
They're indeed going. It's Mariota. And he's got Rodgers. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. It'll be a gain of 24 on the play. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete.
That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong. He's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later. But I am
looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dan Skuta. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. 3rd down here.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Rivers to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Rivers. It's complete to Flainer. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. Rivers on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Just looking at from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on because quarterbacks want...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Julio Jones from 17 yards out. And the Lions are in for 6. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good, we're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one. I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Mariota to throw for it on 4th. It is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. The left side completion to Jones. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. To throw is Rivers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Bryce Butler, 58 yards. And the Lions add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This is fielded at the goal line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already throwing 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
Trying to lay one up deep. And he bats it away. Falls down incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And 4th down coming up.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
Slot man moves right. On 4th down, they snap it to Mariota. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So here come the Lions now. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points. How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for for the defense there. They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Shift together here from the D-line. Rivers now. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Bryce Butler in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now out come the Steelers. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. Final play of the half here, Mariota. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Mariota. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Dan Skuta from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10. Play action now. Mariota. He'll buy some time right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going. It's Mariota. Able to find Harris, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Harris has it over the middle. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And now they're in the hurry-up.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time. Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And this one caught by Dez Bryant. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Mike Evans from 6 yards away. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jonathan Babineau able to use that strength and get him for a loss of 2.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And now the offense will look to respond after the sack. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Back to it after the pick 6. Rivers. And he's got it over the middle. Flainer. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover.
And a loose football. And the tight end has it. It's Flainer. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They run again on first down. Anderson. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
All the elements of what you want out of a play came together on that one. A really nice run, took care of the football, and even more important.
And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back across midfield at about the 48-yard line. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block it.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on. And Rivers saw something he didn't like. He's going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On third down, Rivers flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Left side and caught by Fleener. They'll get 23 yards there. And the Lions are going to have it first and goal. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't it?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
An extra DB defensively here. Big stop needed on third and goal.
He may be a blitzer.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
To throw, Rivers, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy.
And got his man complete. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Mariota to throw it. Harris has it over the middle. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the Thank you, Larry. Brandon Gaudin, along with Charles Davis here in the booth. We are set for a spectacular draft champions matchup and some spectacular talent on your screen right now. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get down to the field for kickoff. Two teams here amped and ready for football, and off we go in week 2 of Draft Champions. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic, this is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up. Time running out here on the play clock. Now Rivers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Wide open receiver complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get up here for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Third and short yardage, Rivers. And hauled in by Pitta. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on fourth. Rivers to throw for it on fourth. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will take over. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A dump off to Anderson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick, and shifty. Can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
He goes underneath for Anderson, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, don't worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2, but they face a second and long to start things out. To throw is Rivers. Caught on the right side by Jones. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Rivers to throw it. A bullet throw, but incomplete. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time, and it brings up 4th down. Now, they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on 3rd down after having such a long drive going.
Hey, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They thought they were going to have a chance to cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
So after slogging through a scoreless first quarter, we have action on the scoreboard. A field goal makes it 3-0.
Well, with these two offenses, we weren't going to stay 0-0 forever, were we? I'm not sure that this opens the floodgates, but I doubt that's the last scoring we're going to see.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. A first down throw here for Rivers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
This will be caught just inside the 10. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Rivers again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Their dangerous wide receiver from 3 yards out. And the Redskins have taken the lead. So a one-handed grab in the end zone. Nothing much more rewarding than that for a guy catching it.
Not at all. And with what we just saw there, that type of a one-handed catch, what's next? Maybe they go up and almost Velcro it with their jersey in the ball. That's about all that's left. That play, simply spectacular.
So a one-handed grab in the end zone, not much more impressive than that. Here's the Redskins now as their kick unit will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. It's complete to Jones. And I think the ball's out. And the Redskins scoop it. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
A second down throw for Rivers. Johnson with a completion over the middle. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. 3rd and 1. Here's Rivers. He's got Cruz complete. Touchdown, Washington. Victor Cruz, 37 yards. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had to feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. So out now come the Lions. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On second down, Rivers again. Screen play, Anderson fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
To throw, Rivers. Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guy... that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.